Tailored Wealth Savers, I'm so excited to share with you for the month of February, we have a very special treat. This month, go ahead, get your pen and paper out. We are taking a deep dive into knowing a little bit more about how to go from living paycheck to paycheck to being one who is a wealth saver. We're going to tailor your resources to cultivate the wealth, hence Tailored Wealth Saver. So if you haven't already, make sure in that bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you go ahead and click subscribe. If you have not already, go ahead and take a moment. Give you a quick minute break. This month you do not want to miss. First topic we're going to jump into, how to start from going paycheck to paycheck. The first step you have to take. Number one, in order to stop living paycheck to paycheck, which sometimes people have to do, you have to do what you got to do. The first thing you have to do is create a spending plan that is realistic. First step number one. You may ask, what is a spending plan? Spending plan is a budget in so many words. What your spending plan is going to do, it's going to outline all of your expenses. Here's the thing that we need to make sure. We're not just throwing numbers on that spending plan, but instead we're going to create a spending plan that is realistic. The reason why we need it to be realistic is because if we just throw numbers on, that's great. We're throwing numbers down. But those numbers mean absolutely nothing if they're not realistic. So the first step within that budget, so step A, within creating that spending plan, I want you to go through and figure out how much you're spending on expenses, such as food. Print out 3 months worth of statements and actually track how much you've been spending the past 3 months on food. Now you may be asking, Tailored Wealth Saver, you help people create spending plans. Why are you telling us this? February again is a special month to me. My true soul desire is to help you to go from living paycheck to paycheck. Once you outline that spending plan, we need to know at the end of the day, do you have a surplus or a deficit? Let's break those words down a little bit of what they mean. A surplus means that at the end of the month, you have money left over. A deficit means that at the end of the time frame, so for us, 1 month period, there is not any money left over. Not that it's at zero and we completely are even, but we're in the negative. So we might be negative 100, 200, negative $50, negative $1. I don't care if it's negative 1 cent. That means we went 1 cent over too far. So here is the deal with that. We have a surplus, great. Now let's say that spending plan doesn't actually, at the end of the month we create the spending plan, but we don't actually have a surplus. What does that mean? That means in there's an expense you have not tracked, so we need to find a way to track each of our expenses. Step one of living paycheck to paycheck is to track the expenses, see where everything is going. Next week, we're going to talk about the second step, what to do after that second step, and then that's going to lead into our third step. By the end of the month of February, you will have an understanding of how not to live paycheck to paycheck, number one. Number two, you will understand what a true emergency savings account actually looks like. Is it really that 3 to 6 month income? We'll talk about it. How do you get there? Number three, you will understand other types of ways of saving. Number four, we will understand the basics of investing, what is traditional, what is ROTH. And number five, we're going to talk about different ways that you can invest in yourself financially and into your future to build that wealth instead of living paycheck to paycheck. Make sure you continue to stay tuned, and if you have not already, here's your reminder. Make sure you click subscribe at the bottom of the screen, right underneath this video in the bottom left-hand corner. I will see you next week as we talk more about the spending plan, saving, and what that true emergency account will look like. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Tailored Wealth Saver here.